Hello, everybody. Today, we are going to be looking through IGN's Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Track Ranking. See, it just looks like, a boring website, but this is by far the most wacky, out of place, honestly, just dumbfounding Mario Kart 8 Deluxe rankings I've ever seen. And here, I'll show you why. Let's go through. For one, Baby Park as last. Does IGN kick babies for fun? With apologies to Steve, host of the Steve Tendo Show, the rest of the Shack News was not shy about expressing the dislike for this course. Why would you dislike Baby Park? What about it makes you hate it? Yes, it's 8 laps of close quarters mayhem. In a fun way. What is this? It is very fun. The track is small. We're bashing into each other with no rhyme, reason, or strategy. That's the fucking point. And the track layout's just boring? Well, that is not the point of the track. The point of the track is that it's just random, stupid chaos, which is the point of Mario Kart. How this double dash track has made the rotation 8 is nobody guessed. It's about as fun as an actual park full of crying babies. And 6 out of 10 rating. Was not amused. Cheeseland. It was easy to come up with the worst track of the game, but coming up with the second worst was a journey that nearly lasted to the end of our streams. I mean, it's not really hard to pick the second worst track. There's like Mario Circuit, Toad Circuit, Sunset Miles. There's so many options you could have picked, but you picked Cheeseland? This is a great course. Okay, what do they have to say? After getting tripped up to the track's many potholes. There is not a lot of holes here. I get the terrain is a bit bumpy, but like, it's not that bad. You lose momentum through the turns. Just take the turns better. I'm sorry. You have fun here. It's literally a place made of cheese. Not even the usually fun ad Chain Chomp can save cheese. Chain Chomps aren't even that fun. I just find Chain Chomps like extremely boring. They're like boring enemies. And they try to spruce up bad tracks. They don't really do it. So it's kind of weird that in the one paragraph you had to talk about the track, you mentioned the Chain Chomp. Okay, Rome Avanti, New York Minute, Mushroom Gorge. What is so bad about Mushroom Gorge? It has the beautiful cave section. It is just so much fun of a track. It's very fun bouncing on the mushrooms. The gap jump takes some skill. Dry Desert, Ice Outpost, Grumble. These are like fine. I've seen them down here before. Shroom Ridge is interesting. What makes you hate Shroom Ridge? Like, it's a decent course. I'm not going out of my way to, like, be the #1 Shroom Ridge defender. But I quite enjoy it. I feel like it has some fun. Like, look at this. Shroom Ridge. Wait, all Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Tracks. We might as well pull this up for a bit of reference. Probably should have pulled this up earlier, but oh well. Thank you. Shroom Ridge. This is your goat to hate. Okay, I should turn the music down. But here, wait, let me put this on 2x speed. You are hating on one of, if not the most fun shortcuts in all of Mario Kart. Where is it? Drive up to it, please. Yeah, right here, around this corner. You are hating on the Wind Gust shortcut. Easily a top 5 shortcut in all of Mario Kart. And this deserves 80th place. That's just sad, man. Okay, Rosalina's Ice World. Shy Guy Falls is interesting. Honestly, I don't really like Shy Guy Falls too much. Okay, that is fucking insane, but we'll get to PP Slide. Shy Guy Falls is a decent track, you know? It has your... I mean, to be honest, I don't find the track that interesting, but this is a cool anti-grav set piece. As mid of a gimmick as anti-grav is, driving up a waterfall is pretty cool. It's a great set piece. How did you put a top 10 track in 85? Let's see what you have to say. Piranha Plant Slide was a track that the SHACKNEWS staff initially had high hopes for. The underground pathways is such a cool idea. Yeah, let's just ban SHACKNEWS straight up. SHACKNEWS has the worst Mario Kart ranking I have ever seen. Wait, shit. Go back. Piranha Plant Slide has SHACKNEWS staff initially had hoped for. The underground pipeways is a cool idea, encouraging drivers to try and stay with the flowing water's momentum. Unfortunately, the track design does have this idea of divisive with too many obstacles and sharp turns. Is this really a sharp turn? Wait, is it really that sharp of a turn? I'm curious. Because I don't really have any thoughts on it. Okay, let me check. Right there, Piranha Plant Slide. Is it really that sharp of a turn? This is water park levels of turn. This is like on par with water park. And sharp turns, like even if we're talking outside of this section, it's a lightning cup track. Of course it's going to be semi-difficult. Too many obstacles and sharp turns with curbing potential for breakaway speed. You can get plenty of speed on this turn. There's literally boost panels up here with rushing water. You get plenty of speed on this map. There's always something that gets in the way, and more often than not does not do the track flavors. This is a track we had high hopes for, but would finish higher, but eventually a lengthy discussion, this is where it landed. Sure, buddy. London Loop, Donut Plains 3 makes Super Bell Subway. That is insanity. Where's my boy Supercell Subway? It's here. This is one of the best courses in the game. This is the most creative, I guess kind of a traffic course. Has such a nice aesthetic. The graffiti everywhere. This really makes you feel like you're in a subway station, you know? Like, look at this. The nice graffiti on the walls. Wait, let me just see if I can get it. I mean, bomb graffiti. It's just such an artistically nice track. How can you hate this? It's just so peak. Not only, it's probably like the most aesthetically true to what it's based on track. This really does feel like you're racing against the subway. Going on top of the subway is so cool. It's an awesome track. Donut Plains 3. Donut Plains 3. I love Donut Plains 3, but if you put it in 83rd, I couldn't blame you. Rainbow Road Wii U. We're stuck in 2015 lands. Rainbow Road Wii U. In the big 25, you put this in 81. How? Riverside Park. It's on the lower end, but it's still kind of crazy. Big Blue. Top 3 track in 80. See, when I saw this, I instantly knew I had to review and see what the fuck SHACKNEWS was cooking. I do not have faith. Big Blue, such an incredible track. Here, wait, let me pull it up. Oh, hey, it was right after Super Bell Subway. Coincidence. One, this is such an awesome track. Look at this. This just screams speed and cool. And what is better than speed and cool? You are running through. Look at. I know it's on 2 times speed, which, will make it like harder to tell, but this is just a nice city. Has so much going on, but all the aspects of it are great. This is just a great design course, very unique, and it was worthy of ending out Mario Kart 8's DLC and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe until the Booster Course Pass came out. You are literally driving up right next to the water. This is just an awesome track. Yet this deserves to be below Sky High Sunday, Mario Circuit 3, and others. Piranha Plant Cove, honestly based. Rainbow Road Sinesse. This is insanely low, but the fact that you're going to go into detail about this and not Big Blue is kind of insane. This is literally just Slop Tent. But I cannot stand for the Slop Tent. Okay, let's see what you got to say about Rainbow Road Sinesse. This is a track where we're easily blinded by nostalgia goggles. Are you pulling the Gen 1ers argument, therefore it's bad? Okay, yeah, a sense of wonder. With that said, with the exception of the Wii U, Nintendo has executed the Rainbow Road concept better in this year's. I honestly don't agree. Rainbow Road, this has the essence of the difficult Rainbow Road. The modern day Rainbow Roads are a lot more spectacle. Rainbow Roads have 2 sides. There is a Rainbow Road spectrum, is what I call it. There's the difficult side, and then there's the spectacle side. There's tracks that do both. Like the Wii Rainbow Road is probably right in the middle. It's both really hard and it's a spectacle. But this is just, I'm not defending this guy in court. Let's move on. Not a bad track, just not as good as other Rainbow Roads. Sunset Wilds, Sun Shit Milds, Sun Mediocre, Don't Set, Sun Wilds, Wilds, Milds. Been a bit. Just probably should have came here a bit earlier. Mario Circuit GBA. I guess fair, yeah. Bone Dry Dunes, fair. Dolphin Shoals. I'm the #1 Dolphin Shoals defender. This is a great track, and it is probably the best underwater gimmick. Underwater will never be used better than in Dolphin Shoals, and it's just a really good track with an amazing sound. Dragon Driftway, Sky High Sunday, fair. Top 3 in all of Mario Kart, not even Mario Kart 8, and it is in 70th. What the fuck are you cooking, SHACKNEWS? This may be a more divisive pick among the reviews, just because it has the Mario Galaxy aesthetic. This is not Mario Galaxy. This is closer to Airship Fortress than it is Mario Galaxy. It's because of the leitmotif. One, your analysis is just wrong. This is closer to a new Super Mario Bros. Track with a Cloud World and Airship than it is to Mario Galaxy. The music further adds to the presentation. Okay, so they're not even saying, they're saying the track design and the music is Galaxy-like. It's just the music. This track gives Mario Bros. 3 Airship Fortress vibes, but in the day. So I don't know what you're cooking. 2 launch spots and they both feel not optimally placed. What do you mean by that? I feel like there's a sense of speed loss. You know what? I'll actually give you that. The cannon section, for at least the last cannon section, the first cannon section off the ship, I can't really, let me pull it up to more decisely share my opinions on why you're ill skibbity and cringe. 1, this gives Mario Bros. 3. This cannon, you are definitely gaining speed. 100%. I don't know what they're on about. This section, fair. You kind of are losing the pacing a bit. But I think it's fine. It's not a bad thing. And look at this. How can you hate riding up on the clouds and jumping from armada to armada? Anyways, the dash panel placement on the constant danger lightning strikes, it feels entirely unnecessary and makes the track less fun. Weaving through electric dash panels while avoiding electricity is not fun to you. I want a more in-depth explanation, but because you only use one paragraph, you cannot give me the analysis I need. Bootleg Ninja Hideaway. Ninja Hideaway. Listen, I'm like, honestly, I would describe myself as not a big Ninja Hideaway fan. Like, I think it's a low A tier, A minus probably. It's not S like people say it is. But this is a damn good track design-wise. And it is so unique having the multiple pathways. Toad Circuit has gone above Cloud Top Cruise, Ninja Hideaway, Big Blue, among others. Wild Woods, kind of crazy it's this low, but okay. Snowland, fair. You know, I'll give you the pass on Singapore, to be honest. I'm not the biggest Singapore Andy, in all honesty. Koopa Cape, fair. Hyrule Circuit, fair. The SHACKNEWS staff has made no secret. Okay, they love Legend of Zelda. They were disappointed that, you know, it doesn't really feel like a Zelda track. It feels very basic, throwing away potential. Blah, 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 blah. No one likes Hyrule Circuit. Mario Kart Stadium, Water Park, Daisy Circuit. Fair, fair. Kind of a bit wild, but fair. Athens. Interesting. Athens, I would say, is like an A-tier track. Having it in 56 is kind of wild, considering it's like the best, if not the best city. DS, Tokyo Blur. Look the fuck who it is. Mario Circuit 3. Over Athens Dash, Big Blue, Cloud Top Cruise, Ninja Hideaway. I could go on and on. As this list has hit the midway point, it makes sense to highlight a track that's particularly the definition of mid. If it is the definition of mid, then why is it over here? And there is something offensive about Mario Circuit 3. You know what it is? It's that this stole a spot from Vanilla Lake 2. Or what other track? Donut Plains 2. Bowser Castle 2. Vanilla Lake 2. I would have even taken a Choco Island or Vanilla Lake 1. Why would you pick this boring track? However, nothing really stands out either. It wasn't even the best circuit in that game. If it wasn't the best circuit in that game, then wouldn't you be mad they didn't bring back Mario Circuit 4? Or hell, I would have even taken Mario Circuit 2, even though it was just in 7. But I would have taken that back. It's not bad. There's shortcut potential. If there's too much shortcut potential, it's not a well-balanced track. Your track shouldn't be baggable to that degree. It should be baggable, but it shouldn't be the only viable strategy. Vancouver, LA, Paris, Yoshi, Sweet, all fair. I can't lie. Electrodome. Electrodome is an insanely good track. Top 20 in this game, easily. That is insane, though. The one who provided fairly divisive among the staff and could be a controversial placement. There are Electrodrome lovers, and there are those who don't care much for it. I was originally a Electrodrome is just fine kind of person. And then I realized it has probably one of the best aesthetics in all of Mario Kart easily. This track just goes so hard on the visuals and music, and even though it's not like, it's pretty fun to race on, but, you know, it's not the best in that regard. It's just a great track. Those who love it will cite the unique presentation, well-placed cladding, anti-grab. The detractors will say the green and pink paths are the same. Doesn't matter, it's just to split up the racers. And spots you can easily fall off. We've hit rock bottom. Yes, of course there's stops you can easily fall off. It's a Star Cup track. And also, not even that hard to race on, might I add. Like, it's not that bad. Staff landed towards the middle. Shack News. Oh, I need a slander name real quick. Shack Deuce. That's what I'm going with. Shit Deuce. We're going with that. The staff landed somewhere in the middle on this one. Some of us love this track, and others fall opposite side of the spectrum. Thus, it landed in the middle of the list. That I do not like that at all. Not beachy. Wario Stadium, Moonview Highway, fair. Squeaky clean motherfucking sprint. This is a... No, I was about to... This is probably the best, if not the second best, Tour original. It's so creative. The fun splitting pass. This is easily top 20. This low is insane. Sydney, Amsterdam, Madrid. Okay, fair. Choco Island 2. No, Bowser's Castle 3. The best glow up in all of Mario Kart, hands down. Look, there is a lava slide, and you are putting this here. The shit do staff was pleasantly surprised to see Bowser Castle 3 reimagined. It wasn't how we remembered it, as it resembled the Mario Kart Tour counterpart. With that said, the visual presentation was top-notch, anti-grav was strongly implemented, some turns were made a little more forgiving, and so while some pursuits may scoff at this, we did like how it was done in the spirit of sense, whatever the fuck. You spent a whole paragraph praising this track, and it is still down here. You know, that's insane, brother. That is insane. I'm losing words. Animal Crossing, Cali, fair. Mute City. I would say Mute City reaches top 20. I would confidently say that, I'm not as offended. We're getting closer to the bottom of the list. So it is kind of fair that having Mute City here. I would say Mute City is probably more, but oh well. There's nothing you can do. But wait a second, what do I see? Oh, fuck you. I want my alert sound. I want the alert sound. We have a gamer alert. Wait, where is it? Sky Garden. The one and only Sky Garden. In 34. I want to say 34 is A tier. What are you reaching at, brother? I'm a Sky Garden defender. I say it's a bit above average in B tier. And in C tier, my average, that's a pretty good placement. It doesn't feel like Sky Garden, but it's a fun track. But A tier is kind of insane for such a boring and messed up retro. Wario's Gold Mine, Waluigi Stadium, Daisy Cruiser, fair. All fair. Daisy Cruiser is a course that could have easily gone dragged down by some of its gimmicks. In fact, that's why it didn't land higher. With that said, the cruise ship layout is unique. The flying table is a cool addition, and the alternate pass through the cargo could be a hindrance or a benefit, depending on what items are at the ready. The wide open lanes across the ship interior also made it a fun place to try and gain momentum, led to some wild finishes during our 3M research. Fair. 31 is quite fair. This is actually good analysis from SHACKNEWS, which is surprising. Coconut Mall. Toad's Turnpike. I won't get tired of this. Toad's motherfucking Turnpike. Bottom 10 easily. I understand the Toad's Turnpike defenders, but putting it in middle of A tier is undeniably insane. Undeniably insane. Sherbetland, y'all know my thoughts on Sherbetland. This track is peak. 28, I'm happy. all sins, all of these sins are forgiven because you put Sherbet Land pretty high. Your list is fucking shit. Let's go, keep going. Okay. Sherbet, DK Summit Fair. Rock. Okay. I'm gonna pretend like I don't see that. Rock Mountain. This is quite a mediocre track, to be honest. And the orange mountain compared to the gray mountain, as well as the worst gliding physics, make this a significant downgrade in my opinion. Twisted Mansion. The by far probably the worst. I'll say probably the second worst Mario Kart 8 base game Nitro of the 16. A solid probably D tier because of how basic and boring it is. The haunted mansions of the ghost house throughout the Mario Kart history has been a mixed bag. They're a trick or treat, if you will. You know what? That wasn't bad, I can't lie. That said, Twisted Mansion does a lot of Mario Kart 8's mechanical advancements, incorporating an enjoyable underwater section. It's enjoyable, but at the same time, I don't like it when tracks just try to fit in underwater. Like, this happens in, let me pull it up. This happens in Wario's, stadium. Right about here. They throw in underwater because retro tracks have no underwater. This should not be here. It's very out of place, but it's here because we need underwater. And it doesn't even variety up gameplay. It doesn't spruce it up. It's literally just there. You know, while we're here, let's check out Twisted Mansion. 1. This has such a boring theme. You know, I can see why someone likes this. I could see, like, putting it in C or B. But this is just so nothing. Like, I think this is a decent C tier track. But this just doesn't make sense. And compared to all the Mario Kart 8 tracks and all this game has to offer, it is just not that special. Neo Bowser City Toad Harbor Fair. Merry Mountain. Probably one of the most disappointing of the tour originals, besides like the not tour cities for the BCP. You quite literally, this is literally just all spectacle and no substance. And you know, I can say the same thing about Rainbow Road in 19. These are like high A tiers, I want to say. For this list, I would say C-, C-, because they are very pretty to look at and they have great themes, but they are not fun to race at all, which is probably the most important part. Thwomp Ruins, to be honest, I kind of hate Thwomp Ruins, but I could see why someone really likes it. Peach Gardens Fair. Sunshine Airport, you know, fair. I really like Sunshine Airport. I would even say higher, but it's fine. Few tracks encourage racers to go all out, build a sense of breakneck speed, and catch some air like Sunset Airport. You know, I noticed SHACKNEWS. They really like breakneck speed. Except they really hate Big Blue for some reason. You know, that's pretty neat. You know, you love speed and will glaze speed in all your paragraph stuff. But when it comes to the speed track, you're just not interested? Interesting. The wide lanes through the airport's exterior help pave the way through for a novel track split, where drivers can either follow the plane's wings or the racers underneath them. This all leads to building an epic jump at the end of the lap. Okay. It just feels like spectacle and speed, but okay. Fine, I guess. Rainbow Road Wii, Bowser's Castle, Music Park, there. What has graced my eyes? This is a gamer alert. Is that Yoshi Valley, the track where it is a boring aesthetic and has its central gimmick straight up not work because after 2 playthroughs, you only huddle left. Very interesting. Very cool. Okay, DK Jungle. I don't even know what to say, man. DK Jungle on my birthday. DK Jungle right here. This is such a failure. Here, let me pull it up. But this fails to be a DKC crossover track. This legitimately is not DK Jungle. Okay, we're going through Worlds 1 in this footage. You know, we're going through Worlds 1. We're Worlds 1ing. Okay. Going through World 1. Pretty cool. Okay, we're in the Banana Temple. That's cool set piece. Okay, back to Worlds 1. Hey, we're gonna get out of Worlds 1? No? Peachy. Anyways. Moo Moo Meadows. And Cheap Cheap Beach. I don't even know what to say. What about these two? You know, I love Moo Moo Meadows. I love the Moo Moos, even though they're kind of racist. But what about these two tracks inspire and make you feel so much happiness that they reach your S tier? This feels like a shit post at this point, man. And if it's bait, if this whole list is bait, no fair. That's would be insane. Okay, now that we actually get explained all the tiers, Ribbon Road charmed the SHACKNEWS staff with a visual aesthetic. You know what? It's having Ribbon Road in your top 10's fair. Crafting materials and toys made entirely of clear ribbon. The turns are intuitive, the jumps are sweet, and the obstacles are novel without being intrusive. The potential for shortcuts across some of the corners and through the gliding section can also make a fun track to take chances with. Oh, I love Waluigi Pinball. It's not outdated in comparison to the other tracks. Ooh. This is a classic track, and it's something of an odd twist. Waluigi's signature, driving through this track, is like entering a time warp where racers are transported to the 70s and 80s. No, very interesting. 1 second. My music's broken, and I need it to be fixed. Perfect. You know, I understand where you're coming from. Speaking of gimmicks, they don't feel entirely intrusive, and the track is largely remembered for the stretch across the pinball table. You know, this is a great track, probably A tier. But this just sounds like glazing because it's Waluigi Pinball. It's what it comes off as. And that's it. Excite Pike? Excite Shike Arena. Excite Shite Arena. I say that, it's like a C tier track. The track where you straight up hold A and hold upwards on your analog stick and mash the trick button is this high. There are some crossover tracks that stick too close to the source material and result in being fairly boring. That's proved the case with Hyrule Circuit, Animal Crossing, and the 2 F-Zero tracks. Excite Bike did not fall into the track. Yet, I like this track because it feels very much like Excite Bike. This is very faithful. But because it's faithful to a fucking NES game, it's not gonna be the best of the best. So what makes you put this over Big Blue, Ninja Hideaway, Cloud Top Cruise, among others I'm probably forgetting? Maple Treeway. You know, fair. The Wigglers are cool. I love Maple Treeway. The Wii version is my favorite Mario Kart course of all time. Let's just let him read. The Wigglers made a heck of a track, playing together for some fun to happen. Spelling error. Your point's invalid. Spelling error. Grammatically incorrect. Your point has no leverage because you misspelled one word. So I'm moving on to the next one. TikTok clock. Honestly, kind of based. I can't lie. Somebody got the idea of turning the classic Mario 64 track, the classic Mario Kart 64 stage, into a Mario Kart track, and the result is sublime. With numerous dash panels and moving gears, the potential there is to build ahead of speed. Can you stop mentioning speed? Y'all are speed Andes, except for when it comes to Singapore and Big Blue, you know, the two of the tracks where you get the most speed, you know, then it's mediocre, but, you know, whatever. Originally a DS track, it took Mario Kart 8th edition of glide ramps till TikTok clock reached its full potential, launched players across moving gears and pendulums before making a landing and hitting gas to get more speed. The visual presentation's out of this world, and the metronome style beat the music. And you know, I like TikTok clock, very fair. Rainbow Road 3DS. You know, I can't blame you. This Rainbow Road idea is perfected. Everyone starts at their engines on the most colorful. I will get to you in a second. Colorful tracks in the series, with Nintendo performing. Wait, actually, this is a good song to play this with. This Rainbow Road is the idea perfected. Everything starting their engines on the most colorful track in the series, with Nintendo performing a delicate balance act between dangerous and whimsical. The track is as tough as a rainbow has ever been, but there's also a lot of fun to be had, especially near the end when it appears that a racer might be falling to their doom only to wind up at the surface of the moon. This is a Rainbow Road that comes to mind often when I hear its name. One's filled with sweet jumps, challenging turns, and an unforgettable atmosphere. This track is perfect. The glaze for Rainbow Road is crazy. Insane. One of the most butchered remakes. Okay, this is not a butchered remake. This DK Mountain hurts from the fact that it was a double dash track, which a lot of double dash tracks do this, some don't, where it has the problem of it was designed for the more loose moment of Mario Kart Double Dash. And even in Wii, when this was brought back, the movement was loose enough and kind of janky enough where it still worked. But 8 has such tight movement, so it just doesn't work. Let's hear this. Several Mario Kart courses have been themed around the Donkey Kong country. This is not a fucking Donkey Kong country track. This is just a Donkey Kong track. One, you were wrong about DK Jungle being a good Donkey Kong country track. 2, you're wrong about this being a Donkey Kong country track. But the DK Mountains stand above them all. The track starts off with a giant blast of the DK barrel, and it only gets more interesting from there. The ride down is a blast, giving players the option and try and make precision turns and go full blast with the half-height ramps. Fair, but see, precision turns, that's the key word. Your turns are supposed to feel very sloppy, like you're barely making these turns, because you're rushing down an exploding volcano. It's not supposed to feel like you're in control for the most part. The final stretch across the wooden bridge can be intense. We all know Mario Kart Wii bridge, yay, bridge, item bridge. Mount Wario, you know, fair. We all love Mount Wario, chat, don't we? There are several Mario Kart tracks that run with the idea of a single shot down a single track lane, rather than a traditional 3-lap structure. Mount Wario executes this idea the best, taking players through 3 uniquely designed pieces of a snowy mountain. There's Slam and Pass, a roaring river covered in dash panels, and a final straightaway that takes players gliding through the air, accumulating in one final S curve. There is enough to breathe a sigh of relief at them crossing the finish line and watching all the race blah blah blah. What? Royal Raceway. I would say Royal Raceway is a C tier track. It is not interesting. Top of S, top 2. This is just the quality content we expect from Shack News. Bet the news is false. Why are you called Shack News when your info is false? Royal Raceway is a height of pure Mario Kart track simplicity. It's a track filled with straightaways, simple turns, and an ample potential for mushroom-powered shortcuts. It's a track that favors Mario Kart's fundamentals, where it feels like the best racers coming out on top. Of course, there are some unique Mario Kart 8 add-ons to keep it modern, like an engaging glider section that has flying carts through neck and neck, plus the final stretch of track has been refined to keep racers off to the grass and to completing the finish line. Sure, it isn't possible to take a side tour of Peach's Castle anymore like the 64. It doesn't make it a worse track, you're right. But what about Rainbow? You literally just described it as a simple race course. You said everything I need to say. It's a simple race course. It's an average track. It goes in the average tier of C. Not top 2. Yoshi's Island, I can't lie, based is all fun. We all love Yoshi's Island. Yoshi's Island represents several things in the Mario Kart series. It's one of the most recent original tracks to come from Mario Kart Team. One that wasn't first designed for Tour. It's one of the last crossover tracks, crossing over Yoshi's lovable spin-off series. It's also the best of these, taking full advantage of the theme and designing an amazing track around it. This isn't like some Hyrule Castle or Animal Crossing, where you take the theme out. Unnecessary slander for Animal Crossing, but okay. It turns out mid or mediocre. Yoshi's Island on its own is a fantastic track, beautifully designed, filled with fundamental turns and straightaways, capped off with the sweetest jumps in the game. I can't lie. Good analysis for this one. Of course, the theme certainly doesn't hurt. Yoshi's theme is everywhere. Yoshi is all over the screen. Pause. From the song that plays over the race, to the various Yoshi Island rows, gallery across walking, I'm losing my voice, during the different phases of the race. To the secrets that make games so engaging, the shortcut on the final lap is a total chef kiss moment. This is a shortcut that needs to be earned by performing a precision glider to the question mark cloud, which advocates for a platform in the total Yoshi style. This is just a lot of yap. I'm sorry, I don't care. Shack staff. Boy, you made a great list. Let's check the comments. I think I might have some memories of Cheeseland on GBA. This makes me want to play MK8. I think I enjoyed it. Solid list. Mad Briham deceased. This is why you're deceased. Overall, this is probably the most wacky Mario Kart list you'll ever see. I'm sorry for calling you IGN earlier. To be honest, this feels so IGN, I got the two mixed up. Even though I had it in my notes to not. But this really just feels like you asked ChatGPT to randomize the courses, and this is what came out. But you encouraged it for a few courses. And this is pretty recent, too. I can't even say, this is like a year old. No, this is recent. Overall, you'll never find a more wacky Mario Kart list than this right here. This has been fun to go through. I hope you enjoy my first second channel video. And if you did, make sure to like and subscribe and sub to the main channel. You know, I stream it on the main channel and you'll enjoy. Anyways, bye-bye.